Hello. Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday. This live was supposed to be yesterday, but Lila, it turns out, remember when she was coughing during the Black Friday live? Yes, she got worse again on Saturday, and we took her to the ER, and she has pneumonia, but she's better now. Just need to get on the right antibiotics. So welcome, everyone. So I had to delay yesterday to today. I have somewhat recovered. I'll tell you, I was fine until mid-Saturday. I was trying to put up Christmas decorations and I hit a wall. Had a little bit of a breakdown. All is good now. Just being honest here. I love doing it. I thought it was really fun. It just, I guess being on your feet and like talking that much, I'm not used to talking that much. So welcome. Yeah, I know. And then Colin, he's at college. He woke up with crazy ear pain in the middle of the night. Not being sick at all. Crazy ear pain. Took himself to the emergency room because it was so bad. Turns out he had an ear infection in one ear. So anyway, always something with kids, right? But everybody's getting better. So everybody's at school and all good. Welcome, welcome. I didn't get to see Wicked because Lila wasn't feeling good on Sunday. Yeah, I went to church. Ken stayed with Lila. I was going to go see Wicked, and Lila didn't feel good after taking the medicine, so I just went home. I will see Wicked. I will at some point. Anyway, welcome. I have a bit of a migraine today. I think why is this sticking out? I've got a little bit of a migraine today when the weather changes. I'm better than a weatherman. I can tell when something's coming, and got a bit of a migraine, but I'm going to do the best I can. I'm glad you liked Friday. It was fun. I will definitely be doing that again if we don't travel on Thanksgiving next year. Mike needs to get caught up on his rest, though. Oh, I think it was hardest on him. It was a little stressful at the beginning. Okay, so today, yeah, I've got doggy apron. Today I am doing a live that I've been wanting to do for some time. I wanted to do this last month. Things got crazy as things tend to do. And then I got so into that Black Friday planning that everything got pushed aside. So I'm here today sharing it. We're going to I have 1.5 projects planned, but they're like little mini masterpieces. I wouldn't call these just cards. They are really cool pop-up things that are good for display. And they feature some products from a great small business called Scrappy Tales. I think Scrappy Tales has been around maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe. I don't know. I found their stuff maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I've done videos using their stuff. Sabrina is the owner and the designer, and she's like incredibly smart. She's young too, and she creates these amazing like pop-up dimensional design products that are products to create projects that I just absolutely love. So I have one completed that I did, and we're going to go through that one first. Then I have one started that I'm hoping I can get to. That's a little bit different. And then I have lots of examples that Sabrina sent me. I told her I knew I wasn't going to get to do these products justice on my own. So she sent a bunch of stuff. I think Sabrina's here. Is she under, does it say Sabrina and then, or Scrappy Tales? Scrappy Tales. Okay. So Sabrina's here because if I have any questions. The nice thing is if you go into the description below or go to the live link that's at the top of my description, you'll see there is a deal. And hold on, I didn't change some of that text. There is a deal down there from Sabrina at Scrappy Tales. So the deal is, let me change that. She's giving 10% off the collection that I'm using today. There's a bunch of different products in it. It's not just one thing, and you don't have to get the whole collection. You can pick and choose. There's like a base set, and then there's add-ons, which I really like. So it's 10% off this collection. through the 4th using the code JenniferLive10. And I have that in the description. She also has bonus gift cards and also mystery bags, and that's all in the description below. So hi Jana, hi Vicky, hello everyone. Okay, so let me show you, I'm going to do this a little bit different because I think you really need to see where we're going here. I'm going to show you my card first. This is Scrappy Tales that I'm using today. Small business, I think it's her and her mom, I think. So it's truly a family business. I'm going to start by showing you my example. If the information isn't in the description, that means I added it just a few minutes ago and you've been here longer than I have. So you can just refresh the page and it'll be in the description. So I will show you my example first, then I'll show you a bunch from Sabrina so you can see like the variety that you can get. And I'll show you the products. So I'm going to start with that, but then I'll make cards and show you, how these come together and how easy they are and how you can change them up and use them with other products you may have. So Sabrina says it's her mom, and her grandma. So 3 generations of women. Those are the 3 people at Scrappy Tales. If you go to my blog and you search on Scrappy Tales, you will see videos I've done in the past. I did like pop-up houses and a few other things like spinning ornament thing I did last year. So all those products are still available. And you can search on Scrappy Tales on my website or on my blog. Okay. So I will start, and then while I'm assembling some things later on, I can answer any questions because I know I didn't get to answer a whole lot of questions during Black Friday because it was craziness. Hi, Dana. My apron I got at the Utah airport a long time ago after visiting Christina. I know that's no help. I don't think there's a tag on it up here. Oh, here it is. It is from Danica Jubilee. That's what it says on the tag. 100% cut. That's all I know. Okay, so let me start out with the base and my first card example, okay? I've got to try to figure out the best way to show all of this. But here is my card. And this is like I wouldn't call this a normal card. This is like a mini masterpiece is what I was calling it, that I think is great to give as a special gift to someone. And they can put it on display every year. It's something they would keep. So yeah, it's Scrappy Tales. They do incredible, they have stamps, but their dies are what I've always drawn to. So many cool things she does with her dies. So this fits in a 5x7 envelope. There is dimension to this, so you might want to put it in a padded envelope or hand deliver it. Totally up to you. I put a lot on mine. You can lessen the dimension by putting less on it if you want to. So you can see the front. I included a sentiment from Christina Werner because I had it sitting out and I thought I'd use it. And when you open it up, this is where I would write my personal message. And then it opens again, and then this pops down so that it's really cool on display. It stands like that on display. I wish you could see. It looks like that kind of on display. Does that make sense? So it all pops up. Isn't that cool? It looks like the mystery bag link is invalid. Mike, can you check that? I don't know what I did. All right, so you can see there's lots of dimension to this. And I think what's really neat is how this flips down and it stands that way. Isn't that cool? Okay, so there's a few things I do want to mention before I get started. I plan to write, actually, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if I'm going to put my personal message here or put my personal message here. I wanted to leave both blank so you could decide what you'd want to do. That way, when it's on display, you don't see the personal message, you just see the scene. Okay, so you have the options. So this one you could just decorate kind of like, one or the other with the forest, right? And then put the sentiment here, or write your personal message here, or you can put like another sentiment here and then write your personal message there. Another thing is you could just decorate it all and put your personal message on the back. Totally up to you. So let me just show you the base die that makes this happen. And then I will start showing you the add-ons and other examples, because I think it's best if you see all the things so you get more of an idea how this goes. So I don't know that I know the names of all of these, so I'm going to pull up my list. If you look at the description, the first link is to the whole collection, okay? So you'll be able to see all the different options. And now keep in mind, this base piece allows you to create something that you can add your own die cuts to. So think about like the Concord and Ninth book dies that I did a couple months ago. I did videos on. You could have books pop up, or you could have like the honeybee window pop up. So you can mix other dies on this with the base die. So this is the base die set. It is called the Trifold pop-up card base, and it has everything you need to make the base itself, which is this. I just assembled it out of white, and then this comes down, and it gives you the connector pieces so that all you do is you add your die cuts everywhere, and then you add them to these little pop-up elements. So that creates those little pop-ups that you see. So this is the base. You can have it open and close in many different ways. I'm going to show you some variations you can simplify it to. Totally up to you. But that is included in here, along with a sentiment sentiment here that says, sending you warm hugs and all my love today, and the shadow die. So this creates what you see here, and then you can use whatever dies you want. And I'll show you how to make this pop up, don't worry. Yeah, the mushrooms would be fun, wouldn't they, from Concord and Ninth? So you can add whatever you want. This is the base that gives you this look. Another thing I wanted to mention is if you don't want the trifold, or if you want a different look from this, what you can do is skip the two panels that fold out and just keep the middle panel. Let me cut this down, hold on. Just keep the middle panel and have that little flap coming down. I just wanted to, and I'll show you an example of this later, but I just wanted to show you the base. So you could just have it so that it comes out of the card like this. You pull this down and all the stuff pops up. And then on the back, you can have a card base. You can also, if you put elements on this, it'll stand up without the card base on the back. I'll show you in a moment. So in that case, you could just do the middle element. Does that make sense? And then not have the sides. So if you want to simplify, you definitely could just use the middle. But the way she's designed these little slits down here and these little pop-up elements, it's pretty brilliant. And that's why I wanted to show this to you. You know that I get very impressed when these designers and these companies come up with things that just, we never could have done on our own, right? And I really appreciate that, especially from a small business. And somebody so young, she's so young. I love it, like Simon. I love these young minds coming into our industry and freshening us up. Yeah, it can be somewhat intimidating, but I'm going to recreate this whole one here, and you'll see that you could simplify it. I have layer upon layer here because that's my jam, but you don't have to do that, okay? Now, let me show you a few other things. Let me see. Let me think about this. Hang on. I'm going to show you some add-ons and some examples, okay? Because Sabrina sent me a bunch in addition. But let me just show you for this one. We have this is the Winterscape trees and deer. And these deer, I think, are the cutest little deer. Look at them. They're the perfect cross between cute and classic. Does that make sense? Aren't those, I just love them. Oh, Mike fixed the links. So you might have to refresh your page if the links are wonky for you. On the live page, they were bad? Yeah. Oh, dear. Okay. You just have to refresh everything. Did you fix it in the description?
I'll do that now.
Okay, he'll do that now. Okay, so this is the Winterscape's Trees and Deers die, and that's where I got all of the tall trees and the deer, which I think are super cute. And keep in mind, you could just use that on a card front, right? Then the sentiment says, sending warm winter wishes, and then the shadow die. And it's a nice script, which I'll show you in a moment. Let's see, what else did I use? Oh, and on this card, I also used this one, which is the Winterscape Deer Silhouette Dies. So this has more of an elegant deer on it. I didn't use that. There's a sentiment that says it's the most wonderful time of the year. And then this tree I ended up using for my glittery tree. And I'll show you all of that. So if you have tree dies, you definitely could use it on the base. Like you could use different things. And then these can also be used on regular cards too. Yes, these young designers keep us on our creative toes. You're right. Then I also decided to use the Winterscape Village dies, and that's what I did for the houses. And so what's cool is it creates these 4 houses connected, and that is, you could put that across a card, like a regular card. I cut mine up so I could layer 3 and create like a little village. And then of course there's the little window dies and the roof, which you could definitely simplify or go to town with. Totally up to you. So those are the ones I used today on this one. I have another one coming up. But first, let me show you some that Sabrina did. Hold on, I gotta get these in the right order. Where are they? Okay, hang on. I know she gave me something with the, well here, let me show you this one first. This one, she created a little wrap over here and put magnets on it. So she put magnets inside here and inside here so that you could wrap it around and it stays closed. Totally up to you. I just cut that off and I just have my card folded. And I have mine going this way. She has hers going this way. Totally up to you. So on this one, she used the Winterscape Village, just like I did, the same trees I did. She put It's the Most Wonderful Time of Year, and you can see that nice script. She did it in gold. And when you open this one up, you have a bit of a different scene. And this is like more of like a forest scene. And you can see how that all pops up, and look at all those houses. So she put more dimension into hers, but it's all this and some trees and that base. Isn't that cool? Yes, it is. She sells the magnets. I didn't use any, but you definitely could. But look at the dimension to that. So that's just another look. I know I have another one somewhere that I wanted to show you, and I can't find it. Well, fiddlesticks. Mike, are there any sitting over there? I think I don't know where I put them. I'll find them. I'll find them. Okay, now this one is an example of what I showed you where you don't have to use the flaps on the side. So on this one, this is another great die set. This is the, what's this one called? Doop-de-doo. It is the Winterscape's Rustic Log Cabin die. And so she didn't do the side flaps. This one just pulls open like that. Look at that. She used some mirror cardstock in there. And this will stand on its own, actually. Once you get it it'll stand on its own. Or you can do what I did and like prop it up with a card on the back. So you can see that log cabin. I didn't use the log cabin today, but you definitely could with the design I did. So you could do that instead of all the houses on the inside, and it would save time because one house is easier to put together. Look at that. And she used glitter cardstock for the snow, and you got little snow. Now, here's the thing. Sabrina is like Honeybee, where they put all the little details in, but you could skip the details to save the time if you wanted. So you didn't have to put the snow on there if you want to save the time. You don't have to fill in the windows if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. But I like how she incorporated, she did a snow embossing folder in the background and some silver mirror cardstock. So this one she put her sentiment here. Oops, I messed up her sentiment. Sorry. I'll fix that later. She put her sentiment here. It pulls down, and you can write your personal message on the back. So that one won't take as long because it doesn't have the 2 flaps. These are from Scrappy Tales. So Sabrina made these 2. Now I know I have more, but I can't find it. I'm sure it'll pop up here any moment. Let me just look real quick. I thought there was another one. Oh well, we'll just go with mine. Then Let me set this aside. Why do the lawnmowers always come as soon as I start to work? Let me show you I mentioned that there were some add-ons. Let me get them out. Sorry, you're looking at my back here. Okay. Let's look at the first set of add-ons. So these can be used along with that base, the card-based die set. And this first one that I'll share is the Nativity Trifold dies. So the Nativity Trifold dies has all of the dies here and all of the dies there. And it allows you to change up the card base to have a completely different look thanks to these like frames around the edge. And you can see there are pieces for the Nativity, lots of little layering pieces, but you could just do silhouettes because it has that etching in it. Yes, we did get a little bit of snow, but now we have lawnmowers. So this is the Nativity set, and there are 2 additional add-on sets that are optional. This is the Bethlehem one. Let me see if that's the right name for it. Yeah, this is the City of Bethlehem, and this one is the Nativity Camel dies. So it's got the Nativity. It says, "Oh, come, let us adore him." This one says, "May the light," oh, I have it over here. "May the light that shone in Bethlehem shine on your heart this and every Christmas." So now I'm going to be showing you all of these examples from Sabrina. She has videos showing how to do these over on the Scrappy Tales website or on the Scrappy Tales YouTube channel. So these examples that she sent me to show you, she has step-by-step there so you can see how they all go together. And I think after you watch a couple, it starts to make sense. So you can take this along with the Nativity add-on and watch this. Isn't that amazing? And then, boom, there's your Nativity. I really like that, "Oh, come, let us adore him." You got the star at the top, lots of dimension, and it stands great on display. Isn't that cool? So she did lots of layering of the die cut pieces, but you definitely could just do like the silhouette elements for the little nativity peoples and animals. Now this one she used, the nativity add-on base, on this one she used these 2 on the outside and the short one on the inside. Here she did the short one on the outside and the tall one on the inside. So there's many different ways these can go together. This one's my favorite. So it says Merry Christmas. It got some nice dimension to that. Look at these little, from the town of Bethlehem. And what's neat is she did white cardstock and colored it with Copics and then put gold glitter paper behind it so that you can have that gold showing through. No, this fits into a regular die cut machine. Yeah, this fits into my Empress, and it fits into my Intricut, and it fits into my Spellbinders machine. So no, you don't need a giant machine. I'm sorry?
Are they 8
No, when it's all said and done, they're 5x7. But you could chop it off, like make everything shorter. You know what I mean? Like make the sound effects too. You go, and then it could be shorter if you want it shorter. Totally up to you. So let me open this one. Look at that on the outside. Then when you open it up, you could write your personal message there. Look at the detail on that. Now these are fun to make. Now, are you going to send 120 of these out? Absolutely not. But I'm thinking I'm going to make them for my neighbors because I don't talk to them, so I figure I should give them a nice card. One of them did cut my shoulder open, but not the other one. Okay, so then watch this. Watch this.
Right,
yeah. Whoop, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at and she did shading details on her people. Oh, sorry. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't the camel amazing? I know, Jennifer. Did you ever think you would ever say that camel is amazing? So it's just showing you different things that you can do. So that is with all of the nativity and Bethlehem scene, themed things. Mike, I gave you some images. Did you load them?
Yeah.
Okay. There was one with Dana's moving in next door to get a card. There was one with Bethlehem. Did you see the one with Bethlehem?
It's a card. I just put card. There's no example in Bethlehem.
No?
No.
I thought there was.
There's a die of Bethlehem.
Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, it's okay. I'll have to find it later and show you. But Sabrina does videos for all of her cards over on her channel. And her cat sometimes makes an appearance, which is really cute. Okay, so that is the nativity stuff. I'm not using the nativity stuff today, but I just wanted to be able to show that to you. Next, there are some house-themed stuff. Let me see what it's all called. The Christmas, where is it? Doopy-doo. I put the base ones at the top. So the first one on the top is the base for all of them. Then next to it is the nativity, or the house, the Christmas house add-on, and then next to it is the nativity. So the Christmas house add-on, I'm going to hopefully have time to use this. Oop.
Base is important.
Later in the, yeah, later in the video. But the base is important. The base alone, you need for all the different cards, and that's what I only use that one for this. And then you can modify it to make it smaller or whatever. Now these are, let me show you. This is the Christmas House Trifold die set. And it has a chimney, which the chimney is super cute on its own. You'll see mine decorated. It's, of course, it's got all the details, the stockings. Oh dear. If I lose power, if I disappear, it's because I'm losing power because the lights were just flickering. I don't know why. So there's lots of little elements. There's like a light fixture. There's fire for the fireplace. Also a front door, so you can do like an inside scene and an outside scene. Yes, I understand if you're intimidated by the sample, but I will break it down, I promise. The ones Sabrina sent are like the over the top. She puts all the detail in just so you can see what you can do with it. And then you can make it your own how you want. Then there are some add-ons for the house. This is the Christmas house staircase, which is really fun. And that would be great just on a card alone. You got the garland that can go down the staircase with the bows. This die says from our house to yours, or our home to yours. And it has the shadow die. And then there's windows and curtains for the windows. Yeah, the mower, maybe the mower messed with something, I don't know. Then this one is really fun because this is the Christmas house accessories because look at, there's a sofa and there's a dog snuggling a cat. And the sentiment says, sending cozy Christmas wishes. Wishes? Yeah, wishes. There's the cat that can go layered on top of the dog. There's pillows for the couch. Isn't that fun? So you can break these all down and use them for different things. There is a cuckoo clock with the little layering elements. There's candles, lots of things. Then this is the final one for the house add-on Christmas house. This is the chair and Christmas tree. And I will show you the Christmas tree assembled later. So you got the chair and more pillow. This one says, may the magic of the season fill your heart and home. Yeah, Scrappy Tales does great. And yes, you look at these dies and they're intimidating, but the examples she has on her YouTube channel really she shows every step. Whereas I will skip things just, you know, because I'm boring. She shares every step and talks you through it. Okay, so those are the Christmas house. Now let me show you some examples with the Christmas house. I will be doing something with it later. Oh, there's also, I can't find it. Hang on, I gotta find, there's a window die. Here, there's also this window. This is called the Christmas house window die. And so you could create a window instead of the whole house scene, or you can put a window on the front of the house scene. I'll show you some options. There's a kitty here. There's a book, little cup of hot cocoa. So this is the Christmas house window die set. So those are all basically all the die sets. Now let me show you some of the examples. Look at this. Look at that. this is what I want to make later. This is what I want to make later. Keep in mind, you can remove, like not do the holiday elements and just have a basic house. And Sabrina does have more add-ons coming with this for other seasons. So add-ons that can, this sentiment can work year round, and this can be used with a lot of different products. The basic house can be used year round. You just don't do the holly or the holiday elements, and she's going to have add-ons later on. So there'll be different themes that you can go back to, and I love when there's a good die set with lots of add-ons. All right, so this is made with the Christmas house set, and it gives you the different shapes instead of just the rounded window, and you use these elements from the base die set. So watch, when you open this, place to write your message, look at the Christmas or the stairs with the garland on it. Isn't that cute? And then watch, boop. Look at that. So with this one, she used some acetate back there to help support a sentiment up here, and a fireplace with the dog and the cat curled up in front of it. And then the chair with the Christmas tree. Isn't that fun? And then I like that she used pattern paper for wallpaper, and it'll just stand up like that. Isn't that cool? All the dimension. Look at the candles on the fireplace. So Sabrina made all these. I did not make these. I made the blue one I showed you at the beginning, and I'll be working on something later on, but I wanted to show you Sabrina's because I think you need to see a lot of examples to see how this all works. But this base mechanism that comes in here works with the other sets and allows you to do this cool dimension. You okay? You shocked yourself. How'd you do that? Okay, let's see. Here is another house one. So this is the house. You can see the house shape. This time she put the window on the front using that window die I just showed you with the cat on the little windowsill, put some decoration on it, and then when you open it up, so you could see through to the Christmas tree on the inside. And there's the little cuckoo clock, right? And then this opens, there's the staircase, and then look at there's the pop-up fireplace and the couch and the animals snuggled up. Lots of details to that one too. All right, I'll be doing a version of this later on without the window. Show the back. All the backs are plain, so you can write something on the back. Totally up to you. You can, like mine, I just left white. You can do your, I made this, don't you dare throw it away, stamp on the bottom. Okay, so that's another of Sabrina's. Then here is another window die. So she used the base one with the window die for this, and she did the magnets for the flap again, which I don't do on mine, but is definitely an option. So this one, you don't actually see through the window. You could make it see-through if you wanted. She did vellum with a deer and a tree behind the vellum. And it says, wishing you all peace, love, and joy. Then she's got some pattern paper here. There's the cute little deer again. And then this one, I love the inside of this one. Look at that. That is the rustic log cabin. And then she made the front pop up a sentiment that says, sending warm winter wishes. Isn't that fun? No, you can't, well, here, when you have this closed, you're wondering if you can see all the tabs. Hers, you can see this over here because she has a magnetic closure. But for mine, I don't. So it's just flat. Yeah, it's like playing with paper dolls. Yeah, it is. So this one, I love that log cabin. Isn't that pretty? So this will stand nicely on display. Fun. Fun, fun. Okay, so those are Sabrina's. Oh, there's one more. One more from Sabrina. This one, she actually used the Nativity add-on. Remember that Nativity? What is with the power? The Nativity add-on, but she did non-Nativity theme. She did a cardinal here. It says it's the most wonderful time of the year. Look at that. Look at the detail on that. So pretty. And then this one opens up Sending warm winter wishes. I mean, that's just gorgeous with all that red. So just a lot of different things you can do with this. So like if you have door dies, you could do that on the front of one of these. You know, you can change things up in so many different ways. All right, yeah, the log cabin is super cute. Here's a better look at that log cabin again. I didn't use it today. I'm wondering if I should have, because he's cute. I mean, he'd be cute just on a front of a card without all the pop-ups and stuff. Okay, so let's start putting together one of these bad boys so you can get an idea of how to do this. And you'll have to forgive me because I'm not, I'm trying to figure out the best way to show this. So let's start with the base, and then we can add on all the die cuts. All right. This will go into a 5x7 envelope. If you wanted a smaller card, you could just cut all these pieces short and have this pop up, you know, still on it. It would just be shorter. You can cut it all shorter. So if you have smaller dies you want to use, that might be a good option, right? So let's get started. So I first have cut using, this is the card-based die set. This is the mama set you definitely want to get. Cheryl said maybe she should sell a guitar. You know, don't blame me. I don't design this good stuff. I just get excited when I get to use it. Aren't they amazing? Really fun. Okay, so, and you can make this for yourself and put it on display. So I cut with this die. There's actually 2 of this die in the set. I cut 3 of this dome shape with the flap. And I will fold, let me lay mine out just so you can kind of see where we're going. I will fold and reinforce all those fold lines. And I fold along them in the same direction each time. All right. I'm running out of room and I haven't even really started. Okay. I do recommend a heavyweight cardstock for this, just because, yeah, there's a discount code in the YouTube description below. I do recommend a heavyweight cardstock whenever you're doing anything interactive, okay? I just think that's always a good thing because you don't want a floppy card, especially when there's interactive elements. If you fear that your cardstock is too lightweight, you can double pieces up. Like this one, you could do a lighter weight because you're going to be adding so much to it, but I'm a big fan of heavier weight cardstocks. So those will be my 2 flaps on this side. Mine is 110-pound Neenah Classic Crest, which is one of the heaviest weight you can get. So that's what I reach for all the time, but you can use lighter weight. For these pieces, because you're going to end up adding like this big layer to it, which will give it strength. Yes, there will be a lot more add-ons in 2025 because I told Sabrina I needed them and I begged. So this is 110 pound. But again, you could use lighter weight if you wanted to because you're going to be adding support to it. Whenever you use lighter weight cardstock, you can always add support to it by adding extra layers, right? So you don't have to worry too much about it. All right, I'm getting down to business. I'm pulling my hair back. Okay, now there are many different ways you can assemble these to do the trifold. All right, and Sabrina shows some different ways in her videos, but I'm going to show you what I like to do, the way I like to do it. I like to have these set up like this, where there's a flap over here, and this one I cut the flap off, so it's just a solid piece. Now on the inside of this flap, you'll see that I'll show it to you in just a second. There's like you'll see there's actually 1, 2, 3 score lines, and then there's just this flap with the angled edges. Let me see if you can see it. There you go. And that's where I put my glue, on the flap with the angled edges. Super easy. And I'll just line that right up onto here. So the flap is glued to the back. I just push that little fold, so that's what it looks like. So this extra little fold and area in here is so that you can have dimension in there without it like warping everything, which I think is great. So this time I'm gonna put a pen where I put the glue. so you can see better. So you see that, can you see the fold lines? And then where the black marker is where I'll put adhesive. So I'll put adhesive on that. I am doing strong liquid adhesive because I like the wiggle room time, but you can use double-sided tape if that is your adhesive of choice. Either anything that's strong, because this is what's holding your card together. Then I'll put heavy magnets on it while it dries. If you go to Scrappy, if you're interested in the gift cards, you can go to Scrappy Tail's website and just search gift cards, or I'm sure it's probably right at the top of the website. Let's see. Can you find it, Mike? It's probably... Can you search gift cards, maybe? People are wanting to know where to get gift cards on there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and if you watched any of my Scrappy Tails videos in the past with lots of different elements that you can glue together, a lot of those you could use with these too. Yeah, you're right, Bo. Scrappy Tail has good price for the amount of dies and details that they offer. I mean, like this is the Nativity card-based die set, all of that. So these aren't like tiny little sets. And yes, they're based out of Florida. She's near Orlando. Okay. So that is the base of it. Now, I'm going to show you how to put this on. But then we got to do all the you know what? Actually, let me create the inside scene here. Because I don't really think I need to show you those because it's just gluing together. Once I show you this inside panel, the rest will make sense. Let me show you how I did this. Let me find I prepped things because that's what I do. All right. This is the middle. Now this right here is this is the key piece. And this is from the base set, the card base set. And it creates these little slits and then a score line to create a flap. All right. Now this, you could attach it in different ways, but what I like to do is put glue on the back of this flap. And then I'm kind of folding it closed and putting that fold line right along the bottom center of this arch. So it sticks out like that. See how that sticks out? Now that's your card base right there. The only thing that we will need to do is to add the pop-ups to this. So now you have these different panels. You can decorate how you want. Usually, I went pretty over the top on the front. Usually when I do an interactive card, I keep the front simple so that the inside is like a crazy surprise. But this time I decided to put these die cuts on it because really it didn't take long. It's just die cuts. All right, so there is our card base. Can you see how that's sticking out? And if you don't like the look of these two flaps back here, this is what you can do. Take another die cut using the card base, cut off the flap like we did for our center panel, and then put this on the back. And that will hide it. Now they are leaf blowing outside. Sorry. I forgot on Tuesdays, this is when they come. So now you can't see those flaps on the back, okay? So now you've got your trifold. And it looks pretty on the back too. This would be really fun for with pattern papers. Great time to use pattern papers. Oh, one of the things I wanted to do was do balloons coming up. So you could just use like some birthday balloons and birthday sentiments on all the panels and then have maybe a cake or more balloons popping up. All right, so now this piece here, oh, I want to put some texture on it. So let me show you how I do this. If you look at my background, can you see my backgrounds have some texture to it? Do you see those stars on it? I'm going to show you how to how to do those stars. You can't hear anything?
Yeah, I can't really. It'll get.
Oh, the leaf blowing?
It'll get filtered out, most of it.
Oh, you can't hear. I thought you meant you can't hear me, which happened during my Black Friday live. I was blabbing and had no idea you guys couldn't hear me, so I got scared there. Okay. Now, I wanted to add some texture to the solid blue. Totally optional, and I have to find the die. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh me, oh my. Here it is. This die, this is from Scrappy Tail, and this is called the A7 Nativity Star die. So this is a background die, like we like to use a lot, but it's 8x7, so it's 5x7. So if you like making 5x7 cards, she has these options for bigger plates. It's nice because then you can use it on a smaller piece too. This is A2. All right, so I have these arches that I created for the different pieces of my trifold, and I just cut these. I cut these from Altenew Azurite. Azurite, is that how you say it? I really like their colors. Oh, they're so good. And we're going to make an impression with this die. Now you can cut with it, and it cuts little star openings, but I decided to go with an impression instead. So I am setting up my die cut machine to emboss or dry emboss or make an impression with a die. So this is the flexible mat that comes with my platinum. Most machines come with one or have one available. And this flexible mat is what allows you to make an impression with the die instead of cutting with it. So onto that flexible mat, I'm putting my cardstock. I'm putting that A7 panel or A7 die. And because that flexible mat is there, this won't cut. It'll leave an impression instead. So yeah, these leftover or these cards in the end will fit in a 5x7 envelope, but you definitely could shorten them if you wanted to. So there you see that texture? So I just thought that was a fun way to add. Now on Sabrina's here, she used it as a die, and see how it cuts little details and holes for stars, but I made an impression instead. Okay. Sabrina's in the chat trying to answer questions just to save some time too. All right. So now remember I put this flap here. I want to hide that. When you use glue, how do you make it so your card doesn't buckle? Oh, you mean liquid glue. Do you mean liquid glue and it causing kind of warping with your cardstock? Excuse me. That means you're putting too thick of lines down of adhesive. Notice mine are very thin. Then you don't get warping. Also, I find that when you use good quality cardstock, you don't get warping either. So try less glue. So this I'm placing on top, and you see it gives a nice little finished look to that arch. So there we go. So that's what we've got there. Isn't that fun? Easy, easy. What's happening? Is there a discount for ordering today? Yeah, in the YouTube description. All right. So if you get a gift card, Sabrina's saying if you get they have a deal now. If you buy a $100 gift card, you get a $20 gift card free. It sounds like her system will automatically send out the $100 gift card, and then they will come back later and email you the $20 gift card. So the $20 one probably won't come right away because they're a 3-woman team and one of them is here today. So just be patient with that.
Yeah, I'm adding that to the...
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, so now I get to decorate the back flap. Yeah, you can also put something heavy on it and to avoid warping from liquid adhesive. So now let's decorate this back flap, and then we can do the add-ons. So I'm going to kind of follow what I put together earlier, just because I don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. So these dies were from the these tall trees, which I love, were from the Winterscape Trees and Deers die set. And that's where those cute little deer come from that you'll see me use in a bit. Just making sure, every time I add something, I'm making sure that it doesn't hinder this closing. Like I don't want it too low down here. So there is that. Now I had this guy. Yay! Vicky said, the discount code works great. Ask me how I know. Vicky, I get to see you this weekend. A few of us are going to the Brutus Monroe celebration. See Christopher. I'm excited. I'm going to just hang out. I'm doing nothing but hanging out. Just having some fun. Okay.
Hit his candy store,
I'm sure I'll hit his candy store. Okay, the discount code, if you look, if you are watching either on your computer or on your iPhone or iPad, you just have to click more to open up the YouTube description. Click below the video, and that will open up the description, and you'll see all the information for the discount code. And I'll be doing a giveaway later too. Wink. Little tip, if you are going to be making a few of these and you want to make things easier, that little intricate glitter die cut tree, you could instead put that Altenew double-sided adhesive sheet on the back of your glitter paper before you die cut. Then all you have to do is peel off the release paper and stick it down. So if you don't like fussing with tiny little glues, or glue on tiny little pieces like that, you can put double-sided adhesive on it before you die cut, and that would help. Can you scroll it a little bit, Mike? There was a question about, do you have a video on the best way to refill a glue bottle? It's super easy. You just take the top off, take your bigger bottle of Gina K Connect liquid adhesive and just squeeze it right in until you see it's full on the side, and then put the top back on. Okay, so there is the inside. So we got that texture, that's the inside. Now let's add on our bases here. So this, I like to put these on first, then add all the layers, or you can go layer by layer. It's really up to you and what you prefer, and I'm all thumbs today. What's the deal? Somebody's texting me. No, okay. Hang on. Come on. Yeah, you got to understand that's a very generous discount code for a tiny little business when their dies are marked pretty well to begin with. So there are two blue colors I'm using. The background is azurite, I think it's called, and then the color that's slightly lighter in front of it is ultramarine from Altenew. I'm obsessed with these two colors. I think I have them linked in the description below. I'm obsessed with these colors because of how vibrant they are, and I don't have any other cardstocks for that. Would a 120-pound cardstock be too heavy to use as a card base? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. Now, if you wanted to use lighter weight, you could on these elements, but I'm using the same white cardstock for everything. Now, this is really easy. On these, there are a couple ways you can do this, and Sabrina shows you both. I don't know. I think I'm going to do it a different way than I normally do. So you have these pieces that, remember this die set, the card-based die set, you've got these three. And it cuts these shape pieces that you see here with the score line. I just reinforced the score, or folded on the score line and reinforced it. So we got this little flap here. These are the pieces that make this pop-up work. Okay? So you can put them in like, let me see if you can see. You can put them in with the angled edges into the hole, or you can put the flat edges into the hole. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to do, what I like to do is put adhesive, I'll show you in the camera, along the angled edge piece. Come on, focus, focus. So there's adhesive right along that angled edge. I'm going to take that angled edge piece and put it into the slit. So I'm just putting it through and then flattening it down. So it's adhered out here. Okay, so there is that angled edge. And I'm going to do that with the others. You could do this one and then attach everything to it. You know what? I might do that. I think I'll do that. Let's start with the first one. So we're doing this first tier back here. So I'm going to add to it a tree and a house. But let me get my houses ready. So I'm going to set this aside. I've got most of the house ready because I didn't want to take up too much of your time. So this uses the die set I showed you before called the Winterscape Villages. Remember I told you it creates a connected set of houses? And there's the roof lines that we can add. I'm actually going to cut my houses apart so I have 4 individuals, but you could keep them connected if you prefer. So I cut mine from like a medium color grade cardstock. I think this might be Concord and Ninth Dove, I think. And I think the lighter color that I used for like some of my trees and for the around the windows, I think that is Lawn Fawn Fog, which is one of my favorite light gray cardstocks. That or Simon Says Stamp Fog. So I'm cutting these. Now I have individual, look, I have 4 individual house instead of the connection. Okay, so, sorry, I'm making those 3 houses there. So what I did off screen, let me get that die set out so you can see it. See, this is my problem. This is my problem. I don't know how to fix it either. Okay, so this is the Winterscape Village dies. So I created the house, which I showed you, and I used the window dies to create the little window elements. Okay, now this is something that I like to do. I like to inlay little things. I really like to inlay little things. So I inlaid all the white into the panels. I'm a little weird that way. You could have instead just put a piece of white cardstock behind it and the white would show through, which would probably even look better. But I like to inlay little things. I find it therapeutic. So that's what I did. I inlaid on all those. I used a light gray cardstock for the trim on the windows, and then I put white cardstock in to the openings. It would save you a lot of time just to put some solid white cardstock back here. But to inlay mine, I just took Scotch tape and I put Scotch tape on the back of the die cut. That way there was exposed adhesive on the front. All right, then like here so there's exposed tape here. So I can just take my door and inlay it. Oop, that's the wrong door though. So I can now, because I put tape on the back, I can now pop the doors into the opening. And that's what I did for the window panes. But I'm telling you, it would be a lot faster if you would just put adhesive on the back side. It's just what I like to do. If somebody's asking how they're going to afford for college, if you were in my Black Friday Live, you might have heard me discuss crafter math. Crafter math is the theory. It's not a theory. I believe, in fact, it's a fact. Brianne will back me up on this. The fact is that we can take our supplies and use them to make gifts. So really, we're not buying supplies just for ourselves. We're buying them so that we can gift to others. So you could make one of these cards and give it to someone. Like the Nativity one would be really pretty to give to a pastor, and that could be your gift. And therefore, the gift is where you're putting the money, not for yourself. See? So that is crafter math. So you are saving on gifts that you have to buy. So that's how you can still put your kids in college. How's it going? Does that work? See, Brian says it's 100% logical. Now, I try to use my supplies as much as I can to make gifts, gift card sets. I tell you, when I make gift card sets, I used to make them every year when my mother-in-law was alive. She loved those, and she'd send them too. I mean, she was, oops, I'm short a roof. Oh, well. She would send them out. And it was always she would have loved that over some expensive gift anyways. Okay. So I can't find my other roof. Let's see if I can find, that's not the right color. Close enough. Let me cut another roof. Oh, it's here. It's stuck in the die. Look at that. All right. So you could do instead the log cabin die like Sabrina did on her example earlier. And then you would also save time and not putting together all the houses. But this is my jam. I just love doing this die cutting, taking it in my little craft stacks containers up to watch TV and assemble. Or hide somewhere where kids can't find you. Okay, another thing is if you are shopping, that gift card set or gift card deal is a good one where you buy a $100 gift card and get a $20 free, because when she comes out with add-ons, you could use that later on. I don't know, just my 2 cents. Okay, so on this guy, I'm going to put this, I'm putting the church, and I'm trying to remember what I'm putting on here, and a tree, because I don't want to have to fiddle with it. I want to get it just right. Okay, so I'm doing
a tea light would fit behind any of that.
I have no idea.
Probably not, unless you left the house out.
Yeah, you could, you could skip like this layer and you could put a tea light under behind it. In fact, there's a fireplace later. That would be good. No, my mother-in-law passed away during COVID from ovarian cancer. And since then, my father-in-law has been remarried and she's a crafter. So she makes her own cards. I don't have to give her any. All right, so we're doing this layer here, this back layer. So now this is the first time I have ever taught this. So patience, please. Now I don't want this tree to be this tall, so I'm going to cut it shorter. Let's see, I think about, yeah, that works. So I cut the tree shorter and I have my house. So remember this flap we have floating right here? We're going to glue the tree and the house on the front of that. So whatever elements you want to stand up, you glue on the front of that flap. So I am going to put, you know what? I don't want to wait for it to dry is the problem, but here we go. I like to do a couple things. One here, see the flap? I put a little bit of dry adhesive on that flap, but you don't have to. And I put liquid adhesive at the bottom of my house. Now I'm going to put that right on the house, right on the front of that flap. See how the house is on the front of the flap? So now he'll stand up. We'll help him stand up with some supports in a moment. But I do like to flatten it, make sure that it's okay. Yep. I don't want it to be too close. You don't want this to be too close to the fold. It might not like it. All right, now this is going to go down here. I want it to be there. Now this is a little too long. This is optional. You don't have to do this. I just cut a little bit off the corner there so it's not sticking out as much. So I just cut a little, but you don't have to do that. All right, now liquid adhesive or strong double-sided tape on the bottom of this tree. I'm going to put them right there, like that. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid adhesive behind these branches that overlap the house just so it stays connected. I just think it'll give it some more support. All right, so now I'm going to just flatten this to put something heavy on it while it dries. Okay. Will I be doing the 12 days of Stitchmas? I've been working on it off screen. I don't know if I'll do a video. Maybe. I hope so. But here's the thing. When I did the Black Friday, there were a lot of small businesses like Scrappy Tail that I couldn't fit into the day, and I want to try to get things done for them. So see how that's sticking off that flap that we have from the base. Does that make sense? Now I'm going to do the same thing. Well, actually, let's go ahead and attach it so it stands. In the die set are these. These are called the bridges. This is what keeps see, you want this to stand up nicely, not like flop down. So this is going to connect it. This is going to be a bridge to connect it. And there are 2 score lines on it, and you just fold along the score lines, and you have a bridge or table. See that? Now, what I like to do is put some strong liquid adhesive on the back of that, one of the flaps. So right there, I put liquid adhesive. You can kind of see where that is. I then take that and I put it on the back of one of the elements. If it's a tall element, I like to put it up higher, but you could put it a little lower if you want to. But you want it so that when it stands up, everything stands up upright. You don't want a tree falling down on your house or anything. So I like to put my little bridge up high, and that's kind of up high on the back of the house. So see how it sticks out? Oh, let me see. See how that sticks out there? This is the hardest part of the whole thing. So I've got it glued on the back of that house. All right, now on the other flap, I'll put some strong liquid adhesive. Double-sided tape works too, but I like that wiggle room time. So there's liquid adhesive right there on the top of that flap. I'm going to press this down. This is the key. Press this down so you can see the glue is still facing up towards the camera. So I'm flattening my bridge down, and then I close the card. So there's liquid adhesive on that. Flattened it down, close the card, and put something heavy on it and pray that you did it right. I think I did. I think I did. All right. So I'm just putting something heavy on that while it dries. All right, let's see. I'm going to, while that, I just want to get my next pieces prepped while that dries. Okay, are there questions? How would you choose a color palette for this card? Honestly, Leah asked, how would you choose a color palette for this card? Honestly, I was getting overwhelmed by thinking of doing green trees, a brown deer, different colored houses. So I decided to just pick bold colors and then add with it grays and whites. So some of my trees are light gray, some are white, and then there's glitter paper. And so my reindeer are all in grays, my houses are all in grays, and I felt like that kept it simpler than doing different colors for every element, but you by all means can. Another thing you can do is cut everything from white cardstock and then just ink the color, die cuts whatever you want as you go. All right. By the way, the glitter cardstock I'm using today is my favorite. It's Altenew Dazzling Diamond. It is like a white, well, it's not like the white glitter paper that has that iridescence to it. Instead, it is more of like a really light silver kind of. Can you see it? It's beautiful. It's my favorite glitter paper. The die cut machine, these dies you can use with the regular die cut machine. All right, so now see that base? See now when it stands, when you open it and pull this front down, that keeps that little bridge piece keeps that house standing upright. Okay, so see how that works? It just pops, pops, pops. Yes, yes, Brianne, I'm the same way. I don't love when glitter paper has like color in it. You know what I mean? Like this does not have color in it. It's like white and silver. Okay, now it's time for the next tabby wabby. Where's the tab? Michael, you hide things. Okay, so remember these little tabs? We're going to do the next one. And if you wanted to simplify this, you don't have to do 3 pop-ups. You could skip one of them if you wanted to. So I put adhesive right along that angled piece. I'll tuck that angled piece into the slit, the second slit, press it down so you can see the back, it's adhered back here. We'll cover that up later. And now you have your next like platform to add things to. And I'll try to, but I do know that lots of people have used the Stitchmas, and I think Spellbinders is going to show more. So you could, you know, check what a lot of different people have done. I mean, there's a lot that's been done out there. I'm going to cut this angle.
Well?
Yes. Oh, that glitter paper die cuts beautifully. You can see I cut this intricate die with it. And it die cuts well. And I like that it doesn't rub off. All right, so this tree is too tall. He's way too tall. He covers up the church. Let's cut him shorter. Let's cut him down pretty good. I like that these trees are long so that you can, you know, do more with them, but you can also cut them shorter. All right, so the little platform, I'm gluing a tree on the front of one, on one side. Then I'm going to put a house on the bottom. Put more than that. Spread it around a bit. House right along the bottom, or on the other side of this platform. You can make them go out as far as you want. All right, I think I'm going to put him. I'm going to put him right. Let me see. Yeah, that's good. Put him right there. Move him up a bit. And then this guy, I'm going to put adhesive on the bottom of him. And he's going to go right in the bottom center of this. But then I'm going to put some more adhesive like behind the branches so it all connects. Just so things don't get tangled. How's everybody? Is everybody is this making sense? I've got a very intricate stuff here. Like I'm doing a lot on here. You could definitely simplify this. Somebody was asking Sabrina for hints of what theme stuff they'll do next year. Maybe she'll give us some hints. Okay, so on this flap, this platform here, I put 2 trees and a house. You could just do one house. Remember also that the log cabin house kind of fills one of the platforms, so that could take up a lot of filling in instead of a lot of trees. So now we need a bridge for this guy because we don't want this tree falling onto the other house. Ooh, she's doing a birthday theme add-on for January. Great. So we need a bridge in between these 2 layers. So I cut another bridge. I'll put liquid adhesive on one of the flaps. So there's liquid adhesive on that flap. And I'm going to put them lower this time. I stick them down, then I'll show you. See how he sticks out the back of the house? Press that down. All right, now there's that little flap here. That little flap right there. I'll put liquid adhesive on that. Now remember, the way you attach the bridge is you flatten the bridge. That adhesive is facing up, and you just fold the card down, and it'll grab that tree that's behind it. I'm thinking, I don't know. I was thinking I'd give it to my neighbors, but I don't know. Teacher? My mother-in-law? I don't know. Isn't it crazy cool? So what I would do, honestly, what I would normally do is come up with one of these and then once I've got it figured out, I'll make 4 of the same because those, or make 3 more of the same because those 3 other ones will be, you don't have to think about them. You just need to cut them and assemble them in the same way. Okay. So let's see if this is done. See how the bridge is in there now? So we have 2 bridges in there. See that? Isn't that cool? Yeah, a teacher definitely deserves this. If she put this on her desk, kids would be coming up and talking to her all the time about it. All right. Let's get, where's my little, all right, so now this one, remember there are 2 bigger folded platforms and 1 small, because look at there's 2 long slits and then 1 smaller. Now you could use the smaller in the platforms in the other ones if you don't want as much popping up. So you really could simplify it. So now we're down to this last one here. I'll put liquid adhesive, or sorry, dry adhesive. You could use liquid. On the inside right there, on the angled side. This will, I'll slide that right into the slit and press it down. So now you can see all that is out here, but we can cover that up. So now you've got your third and final platform on the front sticking up. The bridges are needed because you could skip them, but it keeps the house, as soon as you open it, see how the houses and the trees go completely upright. They don't like flip down or kind of hang at a little bit of an angle. They will go completely upright. Could you use double-sided tape and then glue on top? Absolutely, you could. Absolutely. Do you need the card bases for the nativity set? It has a different shape, but you need this piece and these from the card base set. So this is like the home base of everything. All right, now we just add some things onto here. First, I'm going to put a house. Sound effects help. Put a house on here. I think I'll scoot them over to the side a bit. And then a white tree. I'm going to cut him short. I cut him too short. That's okay. Yeah, I cut them too short, but oh well. I will make do. All right, liquid adhesive on the bottom of this. Put that in there. So now see how we have our third platform? So now, like, he's standing up straight now without a bridge, but you're gonna flatten this down and put it in an envelope. And it may not want to stand completely back up. So like if I flattened it now, flatten now. See how when you pull it up, see how the house is not standing up? You want it to stand up. So that's what the bridge does for us. So let's add the bridge. Put a little liquid adhesive on the back, on one of the flaps, and I'll push that flap. I'm going to push it up against this house here. You just need something behind it. So this is going to attach to the tree behind it. And I'll show you. Hang on. So see, I've got that sticking out of the back of the house. Little bridge piece. All right. Bridges keep everything upright. Now onto this little flap, I'll put adhesive. Now I'm going to flatten this down. Oop, I can't flatten it down. So I'm just going to fold it. There we go. So that it's a little table connecting. See how it's connected? Can you see? So it connects the back of the house with the tree behind it. Now I like to flatten it and put something heavy on it while it dries. All right, so that is how you make that pop-up mechanism. Now I'm not going to decorate all these because it's just gluing things together. I will say for the deer, what I did, look how cute he is. I cut the deer from dark gray cardstock. There are some layering elements for the light gray, and I used a black pen for the eyes, nose, and mouth. I used glitter cardstock for the antlers and white gel pen dots on his rear. So that is from this set. So you can see there's the layering elements for the deer, the antlers that you can add on, or you could just make it a solid silhouette deer. So a lot of these, this is the Winterscape trees and deer dies. So a lot of these you don't have to do all the coloring. You could just keep it like silhouettes. So once I'm done, I like to kind of work it back and forth a bit. Look at that. Isn't that cool? You could even put like glitter paper on that. Totally up to you. So see that? Now for this, I don't want this to show here. What I do, let's see if I can find it. I do is, I can't find it. Hang on. I just take that die cut piece and I trace it onto cardstock and I just cut around it so I can cover it up, because you don't have to, or you could put like a large word die thing. There's a few different options, but what I like to do is just trace this. It's a pretty easy cut. Cut along that. Yes, it would be nice on a mantle. Special gift, you know? All right, craft your math, remember that. Craft your math. So now I just cut this little piece here. I'll put a little bit more in there. And that will cover that. So it looks nice there. All right, can you scroll it? And Sabrina said she's gonna make a die that does that. But that was pretty easy to cut, honestly. Yes, you only send this, Craft Your Math only works with people who will appreciate what we do. And if they don't appreciate what they do, send them the 2-hour video that I share here making it, and hopefully they'll understand. All right? So you could do like a pop-up sentiment up here, just glue a sentiment on there. That's what Sabrina did on, she did it on one of these. Let's see if I can find it. This one. So this is one Sabrina did. She did a little, remember I cut the flap off, but she had a flap here with magnets. When you open it up, see on her front platform, she put a sentiment. Okay? And you could skip, like she could have skipped this third layer of trees and it still would have been great. So you can skip things if you want to.
Someone wondered if you could put additional pieces on the bridges.
You could probably put more things on the bridges. I'm sure there's a lot you could do.
Something to try out.
Isn't that cool? So my card, here's my completed card. So I showed you the middle element because that's the hardest part. But here's my completed card and I have another card I want to show you parts of because I won't be able to complete the whole thing. But I want to show you a house scene because it's just so much fun. So for mine, I used the Christina Werner Merry Greetings. The Merry Christmas, there are shadow dies for it, but I lost the Christmas shadow die. So I didn't use the shadows. I cut the Merry Christmas from that dazzling diamond glitter paper. Can you see the shine in it? I don't know if you can see it. It's just the most beautiful glitter paper. It's not, I feel like it's an elegant glitter paper. I think that's it. So then I did the background, same thing. Same cardstock, same colors. I did add some little stars. Then here I left this one plain so I could write my personal message there. Then I decorated these just like I did the middle back platform or, background, but I added the 2 little deer to it. Okay. And then this has that pop down. I think I might add right here, like a small sentiment, like maybe from our home to yours right here, like on a sentiment strip. But then remember, Sabrina's got a lot of these cursive ones that you could use. I just wanted to show you to remember to incorporate other things too. Okay. And I bet you probably have you could do a Christmas tree. What I was thinking of doing is a big Christmas tree on each panel and have like maybe each one a different color theme. Wouldn't that be fun? Anyway, so that is the first one. And that was created with the card base, the Trifold pop-up card base. It's the first thing I've linked in my supply list. It was created with this, and then I just added on other dies with it. Yes, the deer are the cutest little guys, aren't they? I just think they're so cute. And you could use those with the big trees on a regular card. It doesn't have to be pop-up. I tell you, she does a great job. This is why I wanted to feature her again, because I've never featured Scrappy Tail in a live. I've only done pre-recorded videos, and I think you get more of an appreciation of how well designed these are. Unbelievable. Okay, now, next up, I don't have a completed card. Oh, let me just show you this. These were other options. On here I used, this is the Sending You Warm Hugs and All My Love Today that comes with the base die. So that's another option for the front. And then this one is from the, this is from the log cabin die set. And I thought about adding that right here. but I'm not sure. You could also add it right here. That would be nice. There we go. That's what I would do. Add it there and then write my personal message on that one. Yeah. So if you weren't here at the beginning, Scrappy Tales is Sabrina owns it, and her mom and her grandma help her. 3-women show. And I find her dies are reasonably priced, and there is because they're big mama sets. It's hard to tell on the website how big they are. But let me move some stuff here. But she's very generous with what is in a set. Oh, she usually has stamp sets too. I'm throwing things around. Card down, card down. And she also has stamp sets. I don't think she did in this release, but she often does. Yeah, so this creates a 5x, that card that I showed you, which fell on the ground, creates a 5x7 card base. But remember, you could just take like these back pieces and cut them shorter, and then add this little flap that sticks out on the bottom of it. And this, by all means, could fit into a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 because this flattens to be 4 1/4. So this is actually, when this flattens, 4 1/4 by 7. So you could cut it shorter and do 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. But I like the bigger size option, especially because there's so much more you can put on here. All right, let's do some more plain.
Where's the Merry Christmas word die from?
The Merry Christmas word die is from Christina Werner's Merry Christmas Builder. I think I put it in the list. Did I not?
Yeah, you did put one in.
I think it's in there. All right, so I had mentioned this is the Christmas house. Oh, thank you, OP. My goodness, thank you. Bless you. You know what I'm going to do with that? There's a school near us that needs winter coats, and Lila likes to go buy a bunch of winter coats and deliver them. That's what we'll do. That'll be fun. Thank you. Okay, card down. Yeah, it'll be fine. So I showed you the base set. This is the Trifold pop-up card base set. Did you hear that? That's die set down too. Okay, so there you go. Oh. Linda, here's a little secret, Linda, if you've never had a colonoscopy.
Oh.
Colonoscopies are the best nap ever. You wake up feeling like $1 million and you're 5 pounds lighter. It's like magic. Sorry. You got to look at the positive. So this is the Trifold card base die set. This is the add-on to make houses. This is the Christmas house add-on. So from this, I made a little mantle, fireplace. So I used this die here, and I used some of the garland. There are 3 different stocking types, and some of them you can make striped. I didn't make mine fancy. There is a little fire to go in the fireplace. There is even a little log, what do you call that, at the bottom of a fireplace that holds the logs. I didn't even use that die. Look at these candles. Look at the detail in the candles. Can you see the detail in the candles?
Not really.
And then the little wreath. Now the die makes that brickwork. Okay, so look at the details in that. So now this would be fun. Yeah, sleep through it. It's a great nap. You wake up, you're hungry, it's all good. Okay, so see how nice this would fit? In fact, I cut mine shorter. This would actually fit on the front of a card. So you could do a fun, just simple pop-up. I've done many simple pop-ups in the past on the front of a card. So you could do like a simple pop-up so that this just pops up from the front. But, oh, she was awake. That's bad. I don't recommend that, but maybe, hey, I prefer a nap when I can take it. Okay, so that I created this off screen. I wanted this to be an inside of my card. That's all I know so far. I also created a few other elements that I'm thinking about popping up. I created these trees using this die set, which is called is Lila good up there?
Yeah.
This is the chair and Christmas tree die set. And this has the sentiment, May the magic of the season fill your heart and home. This has the tree. Now I just did the 2 layers of the tree, but there's also garland. I did ornaments. There's also a star for the top of the tree. I just did that. I did glitter ornaments on there. Isn't that fun? So much fun. So I created 2 of those. I'm thinking about popping those up. Notice that there's even a chair with a pillow that you can put on it and details that you can add to the pillow, like a cushion to make it dimensional. Just a lot of different elements, but you can make it simpler if you want. Okay, so I have a fireplace and I have the trees. By the way, keep in mind this house, a Christmas house add-on, allows you to do like the front door scenes too. So you could do a front door scene or the fireplace scene with it. All right. Oh, Julie, thank you. Well, you know, once the camera's off, I hit a wall. Actually, no, that's not true. I keep going. Like I get a lot of energy because I'm buzzing. Like Friday after that whole live, there was no chance I could go to sleep. Okay, now let me think of what I was going to do here. Oh, and I made a little house with some pillows, or a couch with some pillows and a blanket. I could have gotten a little more creative with the coloring on there. There's a little rug. I didn't do the little, the cat and the dog, but I love the cat and the dog in front of the fireplace. Let me show you. Here's the cat and the dog in front of the fireplace. Yeah. So I could have done that. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's a good question. Okay. Now for this one, I wanted to do the version that wasn't trifold. So it's like this one here. So there's no trifold element on this. It just pulls down like that. So it flattens for envelope like that, pulls down like that. And then this you can get to stand up, but I'm actually going to put a card on the back to kind of prop it up. So let's try doing that with this. I have no idea if it's going to work. We're going to see. We're going to see. All right. So I don't need the flaps on this, and I cut 2 so it'll be stronger. I want this to be a stronger guy. All right, so there's that. I also used, there's this brick die. What is it called? This is the Christmas house brick die. It creates the little, hold on, that little brick texture work. This die does it, the fireplace die does it, but it gets the similar. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways you can use it. First, I'm going to take it and run it through my die cut machine. So you just run it through like a die, regular die. I am not using the shape of the tree house. I'm using the card base. This is from the card base die set. Yeah, the prep, we don't talk about the prep. The prep's no fun. But it's very good if it keeps us healthy. Okay. So now see how I have the texture on it. Isn't that pretty? All right. So this is going to be the back of our card. So I'm going to put, I want it to be stronger. So I cut another one. Just solid. I'm going to glue these together. I'm an overlayer. Kathy Zilski says she's an over-adheser or under-adheser. I don't know what she, Lila's an over-adheser. She isn't, that girl can adhese like crazy. I'm an overlayer. All right, so that's the background. Now I wanted it, instead of an arch, I wanted like a house roof line. So I cheated. Now I could have used like this shape, this one for that background, but I wanted it tall. So I just cut from the card base instead. I mean, there's a million ways you could do it. You could have used this, but these have snow on the top. And since this is like the inside of my house, I don't want any snow inside my house. So I'm kind of creating my own inside look. So I got this roof line from the Christmas house set, and I'm gonna put that, I don't know, I'm winging it. Is that straight? Straightish? All right. So I'll put that there, and then I can trim off the excess in a moment. So that's gonna be the background, and I want this to pop up, and I want these things to pop up. And we're gonna cross our fingers I can make it work. All right. Now I've got this base. Now, one thing that's very important, this base piece, this right here, you don't want to be flimsy because it's what's pulling everything down, right? See how that pulls everything down? If you don't want that to be wimpy. So if this is if you're using a lighter weight cardstock here, double this up. Just double from like all this up. Or if you add that solid piece on the front, like I showed you on the last card, that would give it enough stability, okay? All right, so now I've got my background. So there we got our background. I mean, you could still put snow on here if you wanted, but I'm not ready for snow. All right, so now we need to add this, and I should have done this in between. I'm gonna pull it apart. It might tear. Is it too dry? Yeah, it's too dry. Darn. I should have put this flap in between the two layers. Let me show you. So this flap, I should have put in between these two layers on the bottom. Didn't think about it. So I'm just gonna glue mine to the back. I can always add another layer back here later on. Didn't think of it. But it would be good if this flap was sandwiched between those two layers that I did back there. So liquid adhesive on that. Press that onto the back. Let me move this over a little bit. Press that down. So you can see it's on the back. We can hide it if we really want to. Actually, I'm going to put a note card back there, so I will hide it. No worries. So I'm going to put something heavy on that while it dries. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work. I don't know. What do you think, Mike? Do you think I'll mess it up? I only have 20 minutes, so, because Mama needs to eat. By the way, because remember that this die here from the Christmas house set, those are actual cuts. I didn't want this to be wimpy with all the cuts in it, so I did layer 2 fireplace die cuts together. So I cut 2 like this and glued them together and then added all the goodies onto it. What was the question? It really warps my plates. Okay. What die, the person who said, Scrappy Cat, who has the die cut machine that warps your plates, depends, a lot of machines, yeah, that's too much pressure. It might be the machine you have. I would contact the manufacturer of the machine you have. What die set did you use to put the elements for your tree? So this one here, this one is the Christmas house chair and Christmas tree add-on. And there's a lot more you can put on here. They have a lot. They've got a star. There's a little pot I think you can put this in. There's garland. I just did this. And the stockings, look at, you can do, there's 3 different types of stockings and you can make them striped even. But another thing you can do, if you don't like adding those little white die cuts, like I put white layers on there, instead just do a red stocking and use a white gel pen to color white where you want it white instead. There are always little shortcuts that you can take and there is nothing wrong with it. Okay. I'm nervous. Can you scroll it? Okay. You know what? So this slip back here, you should use one of these longer ones, but I'm going to try to use a shorter one. It won't fill the slit up completely, but I only need that width back there. So I'm going to take one of the shorter ones. We're going to see if this works. Hopefully we'll learn from this. So I put adhesive onto that flat part there and tuck that into the slit. I think it'll work. The old engineer in me thinks it'll work. So now see, I've got a little platform that I can glue things on. And I am going to glue my fireplace. So I put strong adhesive. Use a glue you trust, people. I use Gina K Connect liquid adhesive. Oh, you know what? I want this to be higher. So I have, this is actually the mantle, but I'm going to flip it over and put it underneath so it's kind of like the base of the fireplace. That way my fireplace, the fire part is a little bit higher. You don't have to do this, but I think it adds to it. So I'm putting a little mantle or little fireplace steps underneath. I don't have this centered. Oh well. Good enough. So see, I put a little steps there. Now I'm going to put strong adhesive on the rest of this flap here, because it's only that little bit that the fireplace will glue to. So let me hold that for a second. A hearth. Thank you. That's it. A hearth. Oh, yeah, it's not going to want to hold because I only have a little bit of the hearth. Let me put it back. And then watch how I cheat. I have that liquid glue in there, but I'm also going to put some Scotch tape on the back. Now I know it'll stay too, because there's not much on there. So now, see? It's got a hearth. Now let's see if we can make this bad boy pop up. I have my little bridge piece. Am I crashing and burning, Mike, do you think?
No.
I might. Put glue here. And that gets stuck to the back of the fireplace. I'm going to put it up high because I don't want like the top of my fireplace to down. All right, so let me show you what you got there. See this little table on the back, or the bridge sticks out from the back of the fireplace. On this little flap left over right on the top of that, I'll put some glue. By the way, when you first put one of these, like I did that practice one out of all white cardstock like this, I put, to get to know it, don't use all white cardstock like I did. If you use different colors of scraps, it's easier to see the parts. So I put glue right there on that little flap. I'll flatten this down so the glue is facing up, and then I close it all shut. Now my fireplace will stick out the top, but I don't care. It doesn't bother me because I'm not doing the flaps. I'm going to put something heavy on that while it dries. All right, this is where I don't know if the rest will work. Hearth. Hearth? Did I say it wrong?
Yeah.
What did I say? Hearth?
Yeah.
Hearth. It's hearth. I'm sorry. You can't take me anywhere. Yeah, she does. Scrappy tells Sabrina, Sabrina, hey, like Sabrina's like in her 20s. Yeah. I could be her mother. Look at that. So see how now that, look at how that fireplace just pops up. And if you wanted to, you could cut this shorter and just have that little bit of pop up. All right. Now, this is where we possibly crash and burn. Let's see. I think on the second one, I wonder if I can put the fireplace or the trees, but I need to overlap them enough. Sorry, my head's in the way. Yeah, I'm gonna make little. I could have done it the other way, but it doesn't matter. Put adhesive on the flap, tuck the flap into the next slit. So you got that next platform sticking up. What's wrong? Everything good? Now my trees are going to get glued onto it. Now this is not a whole lot of stem, like this trunk is really tiny, but I'm going to risk it. Look at that. I probably should move it over a bit. Hang on. Sorry, my head's in the way. You can count my grays. Okay, if you can count that high. Now I'll put the other trunk on the other end of that platform. I'll show you in just a second. All right, let me wipe up my over-adhesing. So we got these two little trees. You could move them out a little bit, but mine are glued down, so that's where they're staying. You could put them out a little bit. Let's see the two trees. You could do one and then do a chair if you wanted. I thought this was good. All right, bridges. We're going to need to do a bridge. I'm going to do a bridge on both. I don't think you have to, but I'm going to. All right, so I'll put glue on this little flap and put it, I got to put it on the back side of the tree so that it attaches to our fireplace. And you know what? My bridge doesn't need to be that wide. I'm going to try a narrow one. I'm going to try it. All right. Yes, there are so many things that you can do with these dies. They're really fun. Hold on, I'll show you in a second here. All right, so see there's a little bridge now sticking off the back of this tree. And I'll do one on the other tree. I'm at the part where I call it speed crafting. Let's press those down. So see, those two little bridges sticking off. And these bridges will connect with the fireplace behind it. All right, so I'm going to flatten these down. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the back of my trees just to make sure they stay attached to that little platform because I did it tiny. So this is a detailed one. You definitely wouldn't have to go this fancy. All right, so I flattened it down, and on the other two flaps, I put the liquid adhesive, and then I close it all up and pray for the best. Can you put the squared end? Yes, you can. You can definitely tuck the squared end down here. It's just a habit that I got into. I think Sabrina does it that way. Hi, Simon. There's our other young crafter, young generation crafter. Would you put gifts under the tree to hide the white tabs? Definitely could. Yes. So if you didn't want that showing there, that little platform, you could actually cut some of that out if you wanted, or put some little presents, or you could put the sofa right here and put the cat and the dog in the front. So there's a few different ways you could do it. All right, last one here. Yeah. Tuck this one in. Yeah, you could put the flat end in if you prefer and have the angled end up. I don't know why I do it this way. Can you scroll it? So now see we have the third platform there. And I'm going to put my little sofa. Now you'll be able to see that white sticking out the bottom, but if I go back later, remember the cat and the dog, you could put them right across the front. I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer. I don't know what Sabrina's, I don't know if she just naturally talented in this stuff or if she went to school to learn all this. I don't know. So I put a little sofa on that platform. While that dries, I'm going to put a little rug in front of it. Yeah, sleeping dog, the sleeping dog would be fun. Like, I think it'd be good to put the couch back on the same level as the trees and then the sleeping dogs in the front. You can use, look at the little rug. You can use the cushion there's a cushion die to layer on the sofa. You can use that cushion to be like an animal, a dog bed. If you wanted the fireplace to show more, you could have moved all that up higher. Lots of different things that you can do. This is what I wanted here. So now I want my sofa to stand up straight. So I need one more bridge. This one I'm going to put low. What?
It wouldn't be a jam video without hearing, could you scroll please?
Yes, I know. It gets stuck. Sorry, guys. So I put glue in the little flap, and I'm going to put this right on the back of the little platform. Hold that there while it dries. And then put some liquid adhesive on this little flap, and it goes onto the front of the platform behind it. All right. There we go. Now let me flatten it all. Make sure it's all going down. So it would flatten like this. I do need to create the little thing here while this is drying. I'll cut this. Yeah, the details bring it to life. But remember, you could always, if you want the look of the details without all the little die cutting and gluing, you could always instead cut your die cuts from white and then add coloring with a marker. You know, like add the details with marker. I did a terrible job cutting this, sorry. But you'll get the idea. Now this. Now this piece here covers up all that stuff, but then it also gives it some stability because that's the whole mechanism there that's folding down. So I would put a sentiment on here, on this flat part here. I'll trim that down. So this is what we're working on here, like a pop-up like this where there's no wraparounds. But I'm thinking I want a card on the back. So let me get the card. Now there are a few ways you could do this. Let's see. Let me measure this. This is about some 4. I'll do 3.5 by 4 3/4. That should go nicely on the back. Yeah, goodish. Let me cut this excess off here. So now, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that fun? All the details. All right, so you could make this, the person could make it so it stands up. See how it'll stand up if you just do it right. But I'm gonna put a card on the back just to stabilize it. It's a good day, you know why? We're getting my favorite Thai food for dinner. So excited. Okay, so look at that. Isn't that amazing? Now, these trees kind of hide my fireplace. So what you could do is move the trees out a little bit farther. See, these are the things this is why I don't usually create live. I have things prepped because I like to catch those things so I can show you how to do it better. But you can move these trees out so they're more out to the side. And then instead of the couch, if you want more of the fireplace showing, you could add just the animals. And another thing I think Sabrina did in one of hers, I thought she did. Let me see if I can find it. No. You can make the fireplace, here it is. I think it's in this one. See, she made her fireplace sit up farther. So it doesn't have to be all the way at the bottom. Totally up to you. Look at that little cuckoo clock. All right, so now this, I will take my liquid adhesive. I don't know, sentiment, I don't have a sentiment yet for this. Now see, that will cover up that fold in the back. And now I have, so the sentiment I would put on here, you know, like the sending warm winter wishes, I'd put something there, or that could be, you know, you could add to the scene. But I kind of like it without a sentiment. Yeah, if I did it again, I'd move my fireplace, like double the hearth up. So I have 2 layers of hearth so that the fireplace is sitting higher. And then check that out. Isn't that fun? Yes, it is quite the project and it is fun. But remember, there are many ways you can simplify things along the way. And you can use dies that you already have. So if you like doing scenes, you could use like cute little like lawn fawn critters on the different levels. Simon, I am not good. Sabrina, who designed these dies, is good because she's the one who, she made this card here. She's the one who figured out how to do all these. Simon, you got to see this one. Sabrina did this. Look at this. Her dies create this. So it's Sabrina Scrappy Tails is the one. Oh, this one came undone. You got the little lammies unglued, sorry. But see how she did coloring detail. She cut everything from white and then colored with markers. So yeah, you can change all this up. You could make the fireplace stuck to the back wall. A lot of different things. I mean, she has completely different looks too. I like that ribbon up there too. So, and then on one of hers, this one here, she did the house on the front, the stairs, the tree, and the chair. And then she cut the fireplace shorter. And she has a piece of acetate in here. It's a piece of clear acetate that would allow this to kind of float up there. Isn't that fun? There's the cat and the dog. So lots of different, and I just think the staircase on the front of a card would be fun with the window, maybe the cat and the dog laying down here. So this one's Sabrina. So though I made the blue and the fireplace one. But here's the the blue one. Isn't that fun? Yeah, the stairs with the garland, yeah. And then the garland you can also use along the top of your house. Isn't that fun? Yeah, the Nativity is gorgeous. I didn't get a chance to do it, but there's all the Bethlehem ones. I think she has on her website one where this whole pop-up scene was the town of Bethlehem. Yeah. Yes, there's plenty of room to write right here on the back. Don't you dare throw this away. Or like, when I visit, this better be on display. So anyways, oh, this one will stand up nicely. The card on the back kind of helps that too, to make sure it stays up. This one will stay up with absolutely no problem because of the trifold nature. That's it. That's it. And I have a giveaway. So the description below has the I think it's 10% off this collection over at Scrappy Tales. She also has, look at her other dies, because I feel her dies are affordable and have a lot of detail. Yes, you can put this in an envelope. This one will fit in a 5x7 envelope. All of these will fit in 5x7. But again, you can make it shorter if you want to be a shorter card. Like the width is 4 1/4. So you can make it shorter to make it fit into an A2 envelope. So Scrappy Tail, she's just a nice young lady. She, her mom, and her grandma. And she was kind enough to send a bunch of examples because I think that's the best way to demonstrate it. So I was glad she did that. But she also has mystery bags right now, I think. That's in the YouTube description below. So if you like the different kind of dies that have the details like engraved in it, she's got a lot of options. Also, again, search on my website on Scrappy Tales, and you'll see I've done a few videos with crazy cool like pop-up cards. Some really neat ones. Let's see, what else? Oh, and then she has the deal where if you buy a $100 gift card, she will then later send you a $20 gift card free. Let's see, question, can the cat and the dog be used separately? The cat can, but the dog die actually has the cat engraved on it. Let me see. So the cat you can do yourself. And then also the window die set has this cat right there. But this one, so can you see the dog? The cat is with it. So, and then the cat is also separate, so you can layer the cat on top of the dog. My favorite Thai food, all of it. I love it. Our Thai restaurant has amazing fried rice that is just amazing.
So you don't even get Thai food at the time.
Yeah, I don't even get Thai food at the time. But they also have great sushi, too. What's my favorite Christmas craft to create and give as a gift? Sets of note cards. Hands down, James. Sets of note cards. And James also asked, are the dies for the Christina Merry Christmas word? Yes, so this is the Christina's Merry Greetings. I think it's the Builder, Merry Greetings Builder. There's a stamp set, and then there's a die set. So I used the die for the word Merry, but she also has a shadow die that lines up with it too. And then that shadow die will work with the stamp set too. All right. Okay, you know, the spice level, I just asked for low spice. So anyway, were there more questions? How many do I put in a set? The amount of cards I put into a card set when I do a gift set, it depends on how complex they are. If they're simple, like simple stenciled and just a sentiment on it, I will do 8, sometimes more, but it's usually 6. And if they're really complicated, 4 is fine. Will you do more videos of some of the other small companies? Yes. Gina or Lisa, I'm going to try to do more videos with some of these smaller companies. It's hard to do it all. I really try to. Thankfully, Sabrina's, easy to communicate with and really helpful. So I had no problem doing this, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to keep doing more and more. That's all I can do. Does the bottom pull stay down? Well, there, see it's down.
That was older.
Oh, yeah. So once you pull this down, see it is down enough. You see what I'm saying? And then gravity will help too. Do I like my Anna Griffith Empress Elite? Is there much difference between the new and the old? I got the, if you know, I'm a big fan of the Anna Griffith Empress die cut machine. I've used it for a long time. I have multiples because I like it so much. They no longer make it. They now make the Elite, which seems to work very much the same. It uses the same plate. So if you have a lot of old plates, you could just use those again. The buttons stick out more on the top. The handles on the side here, I can pull it out of my drawer. Handles on the side. So, so there's the buttons kind of stick out the top. See? I don't know. And then it's not plugged in. The handles are little grooves on the side. It does have a USB port, and it has a Lazy Susan base, so you can spin it. I don't have it attached because I don't spin mine. But I really do find that it works just as well. It uses the same plates. It might be a little quieter, but if you have the original Empress, I don't think you need to upgrade. I don't think there's a reason to upgrade. But if you don't, unless you want the spinning thing. The spinning thing is nice. What do you use to contain the note cards? A box. I know some people sell clear boxes that you can give note card sets in. I think Honeybee has some. I know Paper Cherry Ink used to. Simon Says Stamp may still. But what I find I do is sometimes I'll just use a small gift bag and wrap the cards in tissue paper nicely and put it in a small gift bag. Or I just find like a little zipper pouch. I've done a card set video in the past. I don't know if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I remember the product I used with it. But in that, I show like a canvas zipper bag. Yeah, I found it. I just put the video in the chat. I show in the video how I, like a zipper bag, I think I show it linked in the bottom of that. Let me look. I don't know if I do or not. But basically, I just get a canvas zipper bag that's like, usually like, if my cards are A2, I get like a 5x7 zipper bag. You can get tons of them on Amazon for nothing. And then I put in there the cards, the envelopes, postage. If I'm really on the game, I'll pre-print return address envelopes, but I don't really do that for teachers because they usually hand them out. Let me think. Sometimes I'll make a card set. I know I have another one where I made a card set that were big stenciled flowers. And then I had the sentiments separate. They were layered die cut sentiments. Brianne just linked one. I did like thank you layered die cuts and thinking of you and hello. And I had adhesive tape on the back. So when they needed a card, all they do is they take the card and stick on whatever sentiment they want. And I explained that in a card that I put in there. So that is another thing that that you can do is let them choose which sentiments to put on which card. But that's about it. Yeah, you can get little zipper pouches just about anywhere, really. Or just like a clear zipper pouch, like a nice one. Mesh bags, like those clear mesh bags that you can get at Simon Says Stamp that are really inexpensive, those are great too. They have smaller sizes. Okay, so we're going to do a giveaway. Just anybody who left a comment in the chat was eligible. And I'm going to do a $50 gift card to Scrappy Tales. So you'll just email me through my website and I will then send you the gift card. Yeah, and don't forget, Gina goes live tonight too. So be sure to check Gina's live later on tonight over on her Gina K Designs. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. You may feel more comfortable putting the sentiments on. Another one, I've put like a little X, and I'll say glue them onto the X on the card so they know where it goes if you're concerned. All right, who's the winner of the $50 gift card?
Darlene Bell.
Darlene Bell?
Yes.
Darlene Bell. Darlene Bell is the winner. Darlene, if you go to my website and email me there, or go, you can just email help@jennifermaguireinc.com. I will get you set up with your gift card. I think that's it. Thank you, Sabrina, for sending those card samples so that I could share more with everyone. I think the only way to learn something is to see it done several times or see many examples. And for something like this, it's, the more examples, the merrier. I do encourage you to check out Scrappy Tales' YouTube channel. She walks through making all of the samples that I've shown you today, so that she made. It's another great small business to support this time of year. I think that's it. That's it. I have no idea when I'm going live again. I'm not sure.
There's a Hanging with Hero coming up next week.
Oh, there's a Hanging with Hero coming up next week. That's a good one. I'm looking forward to that. And then, no, I don't know that we can say yet.
Okay.
And I'm sure I'll go live next week. But this week I have some other things I need to do. So I'll have a regular video. All right, yes, Scrappy Tales might be one of your new loves. Well, my job is done. I think the more that we encourage these small businesses, the better. And hey, if you can't spend right now, I get it. Just go look at her website, look around, share it with others. Just supporting the business is always, in that way is just as good. All right. Well, thank you so much. I am off to have some food. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I thank you for spending this time with me. Bye-bye.